Hello people of the internet, Ninja Nick is back here with a deck profile for the Mew VMAX deck that I've been playing on PTCGL recently. We did have to migrate to PTCGL. I no longer have access to PTCGO because Scarlet and Violet is only playable on live, so we are all forced to migrate to this very buggy program. Fortunately, I've not encountered too many bugs yet, although it is not very user-friendly. I am starting to learn how this program works, so bear with me if I do have any hiccups here. So this is the deck profile here. You can't really show the full thing on screen at once, which is unfortunate, but we're going to go through the card by card. If you've never played a Mew VMAX deck before, I would highly recommend checking this out. I'm going to go through here, talk about each card individually. Melodious Echo here. We do 70 damage times the amount of Fusion Strike energy attached to all of your Pokemon. So you can hit 280 plus any additional damage modifiers. This Meloetta is a 1-prize Pokemon, so that does help you in prize trades against other decks that use 2 and 3 prize Pokemon, such as Miraidon. Then you have the Mew V with the energy mix, allows you to search your deck for an energy to put on one of your Fusion Strike Pokemon. You can grab a double turbo to put on a Mew, you can grab a Fusion Strike energy to put on a Meloetta, etc. You also have the Psychic Leap 70, and then you can shuffle it back into your deck, which you usually use by copying it with Cross Fusion Strike on the Mew VMAX so that you can heal this of all the damage that's on it. So Cross Fusion Strike copies any benched Fusion Strike Pokemon's attacks. You can use this with a double turbo or with 2 Fusion Strike energies, etc. And then you have the Max Miracle 130, and it shreds. So shred means that it just goes through all effects. So you go through Duraludon VMAX's ability that says it can't be hit by special energy attached Pokemon. You also go through Miltank, which says it can't be hit by VMAX, V Pokemon in general. You also have the Technoblast you can copy here, 210, and then next turn you can't attack. That is the biggest thing besides a full Melodious Echo. So this is the attack that you are using most of the time. Since you can't attack the next turn, if you use your free retreat and then a switching card, you can go back into the same Mew VMAX. That effect resets, and then you are able to use the same Pokemon to attack 2 turns in a row. We also have this Fusion Strike System ability, probably one of the most broken abilities that's ever been printed in the Pokemon trading card game, except maybe Slowking. Once during your turn, you may draw cards until you have as many cards in your hand as Fusion Strike Pokemon in play. As you can see on all of these Pokemon, they all have this Fusion Strike stamp on it. That means you draw for each one of these that is in play. So you can draw up to 6 if you have a full field of Pokemon. Into the trainer cards now, we have 4 Battle VIP Pass. You can only use them during turn 1, but it allows you to search for 2 basic Pokemon, put them directly to the bench. So like a double Nest Ball, very strong. We also have the Cram-O-Matic. Discard an item from your hand, flip a coin, if heads, search your deck for any 1 card. So usually if you're missing that 1 key piece after all of your Genesects have been used up, you can use the Cram-O-Matic and hopefully flip heads and grab that card you needed. A lot of times you'll also use it turn 1 to try to get some Battle VIP passes, although strategically it is better if you have Ultra Ball and Cram-O-Matic and you can only play one or the other. I would suggest playing the Ultra Ball because this could always fail and the Ultra Ball will not. You have 4 Cross Switcher. You can only play them in combinations of 2. You could switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active. If you do, switch your Pokemon. So you can go and pick off any Pokemon that is on their bench. So you, in the Mew Mirror, you usually don't one-shot each other's Mew VMAXs, so you can use this to pick off their Genesects instead. We have Escape Rope, where both players switch Pokemon, your opponent switches first. If your opponent only has 1 Pokemon on their bench, this is the same thing as playing Cross Switcher, which is pretty cool. Then we also have Lost Vacuum. You can only play it if you Lost Zone one of the cards in your hand, and then choose a tool or stadium in play and Lost Zone them. So this is kind of, in a way, we're playing this as a replacement for Quick Ball in a way. There is only 1 Lost Vacuum in this list. If you're playing just the straight Mew VMAX build that's only double turbos, I would highly suggest playing like 3 of these just to thin your deck more. This deck is a lot better at thinning, which is why I've been preferring the Meloetta build personally. We also have Nest Ball, a couple of these to search your deck for 1 basic Pokemon put onto the bench. Not quite as good as the Battle VIP Pass, but you can use it in future turns as well. For Power Tablet, your Fusion Strike Pokemon does 30 more this turn, so you can reach for higher knockouts. You can one-shot VMAXs if you stack enough Power Tablets and Choice Belts together. You have a couple of Switch carts. These are better in this deck than Switch because it allows you to heal 30 damage off your Genesect. So switch your active a basic Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. If you need to, say, reset the Mew VMAX's attack because it says it can't attack this turn because of the Cross Fusion Strike, you retreat Mew into Genesect and then you switch cart back into the Mew VMAX. You use this so that you can heal the 30 off of the Genesect so that in the Lost Box matchup you're not as ill-favored. Then you have a few Ultra Balls here, so you can discard 2 cards, search your deck for a Pokemon. Really great at thinning your hand to draw more with Genesect. Really great at getting things like a Mew VMAX and Genesect. We also have 1 Crystal Cave, which lets you heal 30 from all your Metal and Dragon Pokemon. Ignore the Dragon Pokemon. This is just to heal Genesects, which are Metal. And yeah, this is for the same reason as the Switch cart. You can heal your Genesects in the Lost Box matchup. We also have 1 Lost City. Pretty okay in the Lost Box matchup to get rid of their attackers permanently, especially Drapion. You want to make sure that when it's knocked out, it goes to the Lost Zone so that they can't bring it back to the deck with something like an, well, I guess Ordinary Rod's not in format, so Miriam. Then we have the Path to the Peak. Pokemon with rule boxes have no abilities. Yes, it shuts you off. You can't use your Genesects if you have it in play. However, you are playing the Lost Vacuum. Forest Seal Stone does work under Path to the Peak, so you can use it to search for any 1 card. Same with Cramomatic, so you can grab that Lost Vacuum and discard it if you need to. You can usually put this down if you have a solid enough hand and an incredible board state and lock your opponent out of the game. Also, fun fact, I only just noticed it now, but there's Dynatree Hill. I never noticed that until just now. That's crazy. Couple bosses orders. I like Lysandre the best, so he's in here. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active as a supporter effect. Pretty good. Knock off Pokemon that are on their bench if you can't knock out the active ones. Elisa Sparkle, a few of these to choose 2 of your Fusion Strike Pokemon. Search your deck for a Fusion Strike energy for each of them and attach it to them. So that helps you accelerate the Fusion Strike energies so your Melodious Echoes do as much as possible. We've got a judge in here. Sometimes you just get a dead hand and no way to discard cards. You can judge your hand back into the deck, and even if your hand still isn't great, now you have the ability to draw more with Genesect. It's also great at disrupting your opponent. Say your opponent has a big hand. Again, the Lost Box matchup, maybe Arceus, where they just can sometimes have bigger hand sizes. You can just judge them, and then they cry. Couple Choice Belt to do 30 more to Pokemon V. Unfortunate that this does not work on Pokemon EX, but that's fine because there are still quite a few V Pokemon in format. And then we have 3 Forest Seal Stone to get the Star Alchemy ability, usually on one of your Genesects. The Pokemon V that's attached to can use this V-Star power, search your deck for 1 card, put it in your hand. So Mew VMAX does not naturally have a V-Star power, so now you do. 2 Double Turbo. It's 2 colorless. Your attacks just do 20 less. Really great on the Mew VMAX to use Cross Fusion Strike for 1 attachment. 4 Fusion Strike energies. They do have an effect. They are a rainbow energy when attached to a Fusion Strike Pokemon, so you can actually load up a Genesect with these and hit. I did win a game in Secaucus Regionals by doing such a thing. I attacked with Genesect and won the game because I knocked out their only Suicune in play. It can only be attached to a Fusion Strike Pokemon. If it's attached to anything else, discard this card. As long as it's attached to a Pokemon, it's rainbow. Prevent all effects of your opponent's abilities done to this Pokemon this card is attached to. So things like Hawlucha will not be able to ping you for damage if you have a Fusion Strike energy on your Pokemon. Then we have the last card in the deck, V-Guard Energy. It's a 1 colorless energy. It's just an additional 1 attachment like the Fusion Strike energy, but your Pokemon that it's attached to takes 30 less damage from V Pokemon. So you can make your Mew VMAX even bulkier, and then of course in the future go in with that Psychic Leap. So that is the deck profile. Again, I did try to mention most of the counts. A lot of them are self-explanatory, but you can see all of the individual counts here right now. and we will get into some games here. Also, the only glitch that keeps recurring is that my character's glasses keep turning to like this bluish green with sunglasses tints, even though I keep going like this. So if you notice between games that my character does not look like this, that is a glitch. It just keeps changing my glasses. We're gonna flip our coin. We're gonna see if we go first. We do flip the heads, so we will choose to go first. You always want to choose to go first with Mew. You can choose to go second in the mirror if you know you're both on the Fusion Strike energy build. It's not the worst case scenario, but then you really have to get to the Elisa Sparkle and attach for turn at the same time. Ooh, looks like we've mulliganed at least twice now, and our opponent gets a Pokemon the second time. We are against Inteleon VMAX Rapid Strike Urshivu, so this should be... Oh, we've both mulliganed twice, it looks like. And I'm mulliganing a third time, I guess? Oh, that's pretty rough. That's not the ideal situation. This should be a very favorable matchup because of the fact that the Urshifu is weak to Psychic, so we can take a very easy 3-prize turn with 1 cross Fusion Strike. For the Technoblast, so we will have to see exactly where we are at here. So as you can see, I am blocking the prize cards a little bit, but it's better than blocking the deck and discard. So just make sure that you remember that this number right next to my left shoulder is... That is my right shoulder, actually. is the number of prize cards we have remaining. So this hand actually pretty good. We're going to battle VIP Pass. We're going to search our deck for 2 Pokemon. We're just going to grab double Genesect to start. You can click on this all thing to see all of the cards that are in your deck. So it looks like there is 1 Elisa Sparkle either in hand or in prizes. Same with the Fusion Strike Energy. I do believe that's in hand. Otherwise, we do have all of our energy. So yes, we do have all of our energy in our deck today. So we are also going to Nest Ball. I'm going to grab... Do I want Meloetta or do I want Mew? I'm going to grab the Meloetta because then I can attach to it. They're not going to be able to use Urshivu VMAX's big attack. I am going to burn a Power Tablet just so that I can draw an additional card with Fusion Strike System. Maybe we'll get a card that we can play. Looks like, unfortunately not. Our opponent does not start with another Pokemon on the bench, as they shouldn't. They did the correct play of not benching any other additional Pokemon to prevent me from playing that. So we are just going to pass the turn from here. I'm going to leave my Mew V active because it does have the free retreat. And I don't want to, like, pivot it into Meloetta and then have them play something crazy. And, oh, they have Drapion. Alright, so not retreating the Mew is going to come back to bite me here. However, we will have an attack with Meloetta on this next turn, so evolving into the Mew VMAX won't be the... Missing out on that will not be the worst case scenario. We still have the Elisa Sparkle, and we can play the Cross Switcher as well, so I'll promote Genesect and be able to play the Cross Switcher. The only problem is if they do get the attack with the Drapion, which they should, they have Tower of Waters, so their Rapid Strike Pokemon now have free retreat. Yeah, we're doing bad already. Did not expect this deck to play Drapion, but that should be self-explanatory. I have not really seen any deck lists for this deck, but I do know that this is one to watch out for in this new format. Inteleon VMAX, Urshifu VMAX is not the worst deck. It's more of a tier 2 to 3. I think maybe more of a 3. So they will have to self-damage 60 to one of their Pokemon, but they will be able to hit me for 190, not having to pay any attack cost here because the ability allows it to attack for 1 colorless less for each Fusion Strike, Rapid Strike, or Single Strike Pokemon that I have in play. So we are going to go for this. I think the Drapion isn't something to worry too much about if I do have the Meloetta as my main attacker. So I'm going to Cross Switcher. I'm going to bring up the Inteleon because I'm most afraid of that, in all honesty. If I knock that out, then I don't have to worry about it becoming the VMAX. Also, these two I should be able to one-shot easily with either of my Pokemon. So we are going to select 2 Pokemon here. We're going to attach our 2 Fusion Strike Energies with Elisa Sparkle. Gonna put those down. Unfortunate that we have to power up a Genesect, but at least it allows the Meloetta to attack for more. I can now Fusion Strike System for 1 card. Hopefully it's not a Battle VIP Pass. It is a Mew that gives us 1 additional Pokemon, so now our Fusion Strike System can draw 2 more. And we do get Chromomatic and Ultra Ball. In this situation, Chromomatic seems very bad because I could just play Ultra Ball. It would offer me the exact same effect. I just wouldn't lose the boss's orders. But honestly, I don't mind losing the boss's orders right now, just to guarantee this Genesect and draw some more cards. Okay, so we do get a double turbo. I'll put that down on the Mew. And this choice belt I'll put down on the Mew as well. I could play the switch cart, but I'd rather save that for next turn, just because I don't have any more Genesects I can utilize right now. So we are going to go for the Melodious Echo, and we will hit for 210, and hopefully they do not have a boss's orders. If they boss up my Mew, I'm going to be pretty upset, but the Meloetta will be able to return KO yet again. So, again, won't be the worst case scenario. But it looks like they are promoting the Drapion, so we're going to have to see exactly what they go for. But yeah, taking out my Mew V here will be pretty sad, just because I'll have had this Mew VMAX in my hand for quite a while. Also important to note, I am in the Pokeball ladder, so the quality of my opponents may not be the greatest until I make my way up the ladder more. Also, this is very, like, this is good stimming right here. I do this way too much, so if you catch me just doing it, then yeah. So we do have a boss's orders here, so that is going to bring up that Mew V, so again, always punished. We do have one more Fusion Strike Energy Index, so I can go up to 280 with the Meloetta, but I'm still doing 210. So, I mean, at this point, I just take out the Drapion with the Meloetta. And we take another 2 prize cards. And then they don't have a response. So I'm still in a very good position, even though my opponent has taken out my only Mews twice. And we do get the Elisa Sparkle. I can also Path to the Peak to get rid of my opponent's ability to Free Retreat and to Wild Style. However, I do think that I want to thin my hand out as much as possible. I should have promoted the Genesect. I forgot I wanted to play Switch Cart here. So that is a big L on my part. So we are going to select 2 Pokemon. We are going to grab 1 energy. We're going to put it on this Genesect. I can't play Battle VIP Pass, so I'm going to Lost Vacuum it away to get rid of the Stadium. And we can draw 1 card now with Genesect. It would be 2 if I promoted Genesect instead, but I did misplay royally with the Switch Cart. And of course, we draw a Switch Cart, which we can't play because Meloetta will not be attacking now. So this is actually pretty bad for me too, because now I don't have a Mew VMAX in play. So anyway, we will go and Melodious Echo for 280. Remove their only thing that's currently doing damage. Now, if they evolve and attach an energy, they will be able to potentially knock out Meloetta. But because I got rid of their Stadium, they don't have Free Retreat anymore. So if we do see the Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, they won't be able to switch in because they have to, it's 30 plus, I think 100 or 120 if they become active that turn, much like the Golisopod from previous formats. Yeah, 120 if it moves to the active that turn. They're going to need another one at Stadium. It's really good that I was able to discard that. And again, now I have 2 Mew VMAXs and no Mew Vs in play. So I'm going to have to get a couple Mew Vs in play this turn. Alright, this is really bad. So they now have access to Gmax Rapid Flow since they have the 2 energy on it. It does 120 damage to 2 Pokemon. So as long as they are able to retreat into this and attack, they can knock out Meloetta and put 120 on one of my Genesects. And then I'm 1 boss's orders away from losing the game, pretty much. So we're going to have to see. Ooh, we are escape roping. So I'm going to put up this Genesect. And yeah, it's probably going to Rapid Flow. Yeah. Might even do 2 Genesects as well instead of the Meloetta, but I think that would be a bad idea. Yeah, definitely onto the Meloetta. and onto my active. So now I have Crystal Cave Switch Cart, so I can heal a lot of damage off of this. 60 damage. So we'll have to see if I can draw cards. We do get Ultra Ball. That is really big here. So I'm going to Ultra Ball. I'm going to get rid of Battle VIP Pass and one of the Mew VMAXs. We are going to search our deck for a Mew V. We will not be able to attack this turn because we don't have any more Fusion Strike energies for Elisa Sparkles here. So we are going to switch cart. We're going to move the Mew V up. That's going to heal this 30. I'm going to put Crystal Cave down. I'm going to use it. I'm going to heal another 30. So we have 60 remaining. So that's 130. So Rapid Flow will not be able to knock out Genesect. So if I get another switch cart, that would be pretty great here. That's not quite it. How do I want to do this? So if I escape rope here, they can potentially bring up this one and then Gale Thrust the next turn. But I think I have to go for it anyway. I'm going to put this Genesect up. One of these Genesects. We're going to Power Tablet. And then we're going to Fusion Strike System. Draw as many cards as we can. We do get Meloetta. Okay, so now we can draw a couple more with this Genesect. Have we used all three now? Yeah, we've used all three. Sometimes they don't glow if you can use the ability. So we can judge them. I think I'll leave this Genesect up. I am. I'm going to judge. Do get the Forest Seal. Put that on this one. And we get a V-Guard energy I'll put to the Mew V. See, had I attached this Fusion Strike energy to this Genesect, I would actually be able to win the game here with Technoblast. So that was a misplay on my part. I was trying to keep the energy separated, like spread out. I don't think there's anything I really need to start Alchemy for this turn. But yeah, had I put them both on the same Genesect, if I put it on this with the second Elisa Sparkle, then I would have been able to attach I would have promoted that one here on the Escape Rope instead with the two energies, and then I would have attached the V-Guard energy for turn, been able to Technoblast for the knockout on this Urshifu and win the game. But of course, I did not think of that. They do have the Tower of Waters, so if they do have an energy, they will be able to retreat and Gale Thrust for 150. So I am really hurting for a Mew VMAX attack on this next turn. So we are going to have to see another way to switch. We do see Max Radiant Spoons here with the Painful Spoons. Move 2 damage counters from one of your opponent's Pokemon to another of their Pokemon. So if more of my Pokemon were damaged, that would be pretty hurtful. But that's another reason to play the Crystal Cave. We do see Rapid Strike energy is coming down onto the Urshifu. So that's 2 water/fighting energies that are on it. He is retreating, going for the Gale Thrust for 150 onto the Genesect. So we do live. So we have one more turn to possibly pull this game out. And as we already saw my misplay with the Genesect's energy, I mean, who could have seen that I would have needed to attack with Genesect? But it happens. Yeah, so they can move 20 from this Genesect to this one and then Gale Thrust. But unless they have a Choice Belt, they can't do that. Oh, yeah, so because of the Fusion Strike energy, he did move the damage to my active Genesect. But the Fusion Strike energy actually prevents the effects of the Pokemon's ability. So he effectively just healed my Genesect on the bench. So, big misplay on my opponent's part here. So yeah, it looks like they might have been trying to go for that. Yeah, because if they moved 1 damage counter here and had Choice Belt, they would have been able to take the knockout. So now they're switching into the Remoraid, noticing that they made that mistake because of the Fusion Strike energy. And we are going to have to see if we have a way to win here. So we are going to be able to draw with our Genesect. Let's see how much we draw here. Not too good right now. I can play the Elisa Sparkle, but I don't want to because I'd rather draw boss's orders. I am going to play the Lost City. We're going to go with this next Fusion Strike system. Actually, technically I can't play Elisa Sparkle because we know where all 4 Fusion Strike energy is. It's public knowledge, but PTCGL will allow you to play it. We have 1 cross switcher. So I'm going to discard the Mew VMAX and the Battle VIP Pass. We do have 1 more cross switcher in deck, and that's it. So we do have the ability to use our V-Star power still. So we do have the guarantee of being able to double cross switcher, but we still need an energy card. So I am going to switch cart here into the Mew VMAX. Now I have 2 more Genesects I can use. So we're going to Fusion Strike system. We get double cram. And we get the boss. So now what we do... So we have game now. Because we can boss's orders and we can star alchemy. So we will star alchemy for our energy card. Which is the 1 double turbo that is in deck. We will attach it for a turn to the Mew VMAX. Boss's orders up whoever we want for... fun. We will do this dude, and now we will be able to cross Fusion Strike and copy Technoblast, take the knockout for 2 times damage because of weakness, and our opponent concedes before we can even do that. Let's see if we can go first. Flipping heads. We are gonna go first. Excellent. PTCGL does feel a little slow at times. So we are going to put our Meloetta active. I also don't like when you promote a steel Pokemon, that even if you have all of the music and sounds muted, that you still hear this ungodly loud metal sound. We do have a couple Battle VIP Pass and a Judge. So I don't know if we'll be able to draw a lot of cards this turn. It looks like we are against Miraidon. Ooh, double Elisa Sparkle is not good. So I'm going to get 1 of each of these. And then at most we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards in hand, even if I burn the power tablets. So we are just going to pass the turn from here and hope that we do not just get donked. Because the Miraidon can just attack turn 1. It is able to pile up a lot of energies with those electric generators. Oh, it looks like they do not have a good hand, though. They're just going for an attach and Serena. So they will be able to retreat. This deck does play the Beach Court. Ooh, they're even discarding an electric generator? You wouldn't just play that? Yeah, I think I would have played it to the Regieleki and tried to use Lightning Wall. Oh my god, they just failed 2 of them. Oh, that's 3 electric generators down. Okay, switching Bolt to just switch out and do 30. That's pretty bad for them, not gonna lie. Alright, so we do have a Lost City. See, I think I have to judge. Oh god. I'm gonna... Let's see, if I play Elisa Sparkle, double power tablet, Lost City, I'll have 3 cards in hand still. So yeah, I do have to play Judge. What I'm going to do though is I am going to play the power tablets and the Lost City anyway. And then, oh god, I don't want to Judge though. Their hand is so dead, I'm just going to Elisa Sparkle to my bench Pokemon. Let them potentially knock out Meloetta, and then I'll just be able to do more on the next turn. And if I get judged by them, it's not a big deal. Yeah, I shouldn't have played the power tablets after thinking about how that turn went, but I know, you misplay a lot when you're playing online. I'm very surprised they did not bring up the Genesect. Oh, they're gonna go Drapion. Okay. I still have 2 energies in my deck, so I could always Elisa Sparkle to the Meloetta and then attach for turn. Oh, they just pass. What? Oh, because they can't attack, they didn't have an energy. Okay. Elisa Sparkle? Now we can force Seal Stone for Ultra Ball. And sometimes you just have to be able to figure out exactly how you can thin your hand to draw out of these bad starts like this. So we are going to go for a second Genesect. Even though we could get the VMAX, I'd rather be able to draw the full 4 here and then have the ability to draw even more after that. And we do get the VMAX off of that. So that is amazing. We also get another Forest Seal we'll put down here and a Nest Ball. We will grab another Mew here. And then we will use our next Fusion Strike system, and that is the game. So yeah, sometimes you can just play out of really bad starts like that. And there was also a Spidops EX deck that I did go against that the Spidops' ability did not affect my Pokemon because they had Fusion Strike energies attached. So that's just kind of how this deck operates sometimes. Hope you guys enjoyed. As always, do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe. It feeds that YouTube algorithm. It helps make this channel grow, and we've been growing quite a lot recently, so I'm very proud of what everybody here has helped me accomplish. So we will see you guys next time.